You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, episode 183.1, our daily scoreboard show for high school, college, and professional sports news for Central Indiana sports fans.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you've chosen to listen to the Central Indiana Sports Report, man, you've picked a really good day. Today is February 1st, 2025. It's a Friday, so it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt, and I love Central Indiana sports. Coming to you today from Madison Grant High School. Producer Susie is in the control room at headquarters in Jeffersonville. We've got another big APA boys basketball win, and we will hear from Jets assistant coach Mike King. The Pacers started their post-All-Star game run with a big win. Also a big win for IU women's basketball. Lots of winning on Thursday night. And we look ahead to a big Friday in local high school sports. But before we get to that, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search Central Indiana Sports Report. We're easy to find. If you're already subscribed at SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, please go ahead and subscribe at YouTube as well. We're going to have videos there, all of our podcast stream. We're going to do some articles, things like that from YouTube. It's going to start to become our main hub. At least that's our plan as of now. Despite being far less than 100%, the Anderson Prep Jets continued their amazing story this season with their 16th win on Thursday, 61-55 over Randolph Southern at the Hangar. APA is now 16-5, 10 more wins than they've ever had in program history in a season. After its sixth straight win, a new program record, and the Jets finished their home schedule unbeaten for the first time in program history. Man, what a story the Anderson Prep Jets have been. Zamarian Bryant led the balanced attack with 21 points, and Lincoln Fathauer had 14. Marcus McLean and Cameron Anderson had 9 points apiece. I spoke with APA assistant coach Mike King about another big win for his team on Thursday. All right, welcome back to the Central Indiana Sports Report, Coach King. Another big win for the Jets, and this was a high quality one.
Yeah, tonight was our senior night, and we've just like everybody else, we've been battling some sickness and some stuff, and Cameron didn't play Tuesday, and we got him back tonight, and so we've had some guys that again, like everybody, we're not atypical in that, but we've been battling some sickness, and Randolph Southern, man, they play awfully hard, and they're long, and they shoot it decently well, and they're pretty well coached, or really well coached, I should say. And so it was one of those games where we came in and we kind of right off the bat played really well, and I think Randolph Southern was taken aback a little bit, and then all of a sudden they got their footing, and it was a bit of a dogfight, and we got up. And in the third quarter, and I give them a lot of credit. Southern, that is, they battled back and made it a game, and we were really I'm really happy for our kids. We finished the season at home undefeated, wow. and so we've been talking with our kids the whole season about how things could possibly go if you continue to play the right way, and, all those types of things. And to their credit, to their hard work, it's kind of worked out that way. And I couldn't be more proud of them. I couldn't be more happy for them. We're not done yet. We got a game tomorrow, and then we got a game next Friday, and then of course into the sectional. And so we've still got at least 3 to go. So that's the plan. And like I say, we're really happy to be where we're at, but there's still work to do, of course.
That was our only local sporting event on Thursday, except for the boys swimming sectional prelims. Those finals are on Saturday, and of course, we will have all the results for you on Sunday's daily report. The Jets will look for win number 17 on Friday at 1-17 Indiana Def. We'll have Friday's full 20 game slate for you coming up to let you know what's going on Friday. Michelle and I will have our game picks for all of the weekend games coming up later in a segment on Friday, just in time for your drive to the game. And if you're not going to a game, what is wrong with you? Great start to the quote unquote second half of the season for the Pacers. A 127 to 113 win over Memphis on Thursday at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. If you're a Pacers fan and you watch this one, that one had to get you a little bit excited about what's possible. The Pacers outscored Memphis 50 to 26 in the second quarter and played well enough the rest of the game to keep the 36 and 19 Grizzlies at bay. Indiana shot 50.5%, got 48 points from its bench, and had 7 players in double figures. Tyrese Halliburton, 22 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds. Miles Turner had 17 points and 10 boards. Pascal Siakam and TJ McConnell scored 16 points apiece, and McConnell also had 7 assists. MCCONNELL McConnell. Obi Toppin scored 12, and Andrew Nimhard finished with 11. The Pacers are 31 and 23 and host 31 and 24 Los Angeles Clippers on Sunday at 5 o'clock. Memphis was led by Richmond's Desmond Bane, who had a game-high 23 points. I plan to talk to Mike Rich about the Pacers sometime this weekend. Just have so much coming up that I got to figure out how to fit it in. But there should be a Pacers podcast at some point this weekend. IU women got a big win as well, 71 to 61 over number 8 Ohio State on Thursday in Bloomington. The Hoosiers led from start to finish in probably their best performance of the season. They shot 54% and held the Buckeyes to 42, out-rebounded Ohio State 31 to 20, and had 21 assists on 25 baskets. 3 Hoosiers had 16 points apiece to lead the way. Yarden Garzon, Shea Sieski, and Sidney Parrish. Garzon also had 11 rebounds and 6 assists. The Hoosiers are now 17-9 and 9-6 in the Big Ten, and they face number 22 Michigan State Sunday at 2 on the road. I spoke with Tipton Tribune and Elwood Call Leader sports editor Michelle Garman about the Hoosiers' win on Thursday. We released that one first thing on Friday morning. Please go find that one. And Ball State opened its baseball series at Sacramento State with a 4-3 victory on Thursday. Alex Richter went 2 for 2 with a double, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. The series continues Friday with a doubleheader at 2-6 in Sacramento. To Friday's schedule highlights, and of course we start with boys basketball. We almost always start with the conference that named itself after this podcast, the Central Indiana Conference. But today it is championship day in the Hoosier Conference, so we start there. 11-9 Western hosts 16-4 West Lafayette in the championship game on Friday. The Red Devils beat Western 47-42 in West Lafayette on January 4th, so this should be a really good one. Also, 14-6 Tipton takes on 9-12 Benton Central at the Inferno, and 12-8 Hamilton Heights hosts 12-8 Twin Lakes in the Hoosier Conference playoffs. Couple of other games with major conference implications. 15-5 Kokomo is at 4A, number 5 Anderson. Anderson is 19-2 overall and will clinch the North Central Conference with a win on Friday. 5-3 Daleville, coming off a really good performance against Frankton, goes to 2A, number 2 Wapahani, which is 19-1 and will clinch at least a share of the Mid-Eastern Conference with a win, with a potential championship game coming up next Friday against Shenandoah. And it'll be a conference championship showdown in the Three Rivers Conference. 2A, number 3 and 18-1 Manchester is at 14-5 Maconaquah. In the CIC, 6-14 Alexandria is at 12-8 Frankton, which has won 8 games in a row. Speaking of teams that are really hot, 2A, number 10 Lapels won 10 straight. They're 16-5 and go to 8-10 Madison Grant, which has been playing well itself. In a Grant 4 championship game rematch, it's 8-10 Mississinawa against 11-7 Eastbrook. Mississinawa beat Eastbrook 41-37 in a game the Panthers led most of the way on December 28th. Also, 5-14 Elwood is at 13-6 Oak Hill. Oak Hill has already clinched the CIC. In the Hoosier Heartland Conference, 8 and 12 Tri Central is at Class A number 5 Clinton Prairie, which is 17 and 2. 9 and 11 Edinburgh is at 14 and 5 Sheridan. 15 and 6 Taylor goes to 14 and 4 Carroll. That should be a great game. And 9 and 10 Eastern's won 3 games in a row, goes to 10 and 10 Lakeland Christian. Also in the North Central Conference, as well as Kokomo and Anderson, 9 and 9 Marion is at 14 and 6 Lebanon. In the Hoosier Heritage Conference, 14 and 5 Delta looks for its fourth straight win at 3A number 14 Shelbyville, which is 16 and 5 and is having one of its best seasons in a long time. In the Mideastern Conference, as well as the Daleville Wapahani game, you'll also have 4 and 15 Blue River at 7 and 12 Westdale, and 12 and 6 Monroe Central at 4 and 13 Cowan. And in the Pioneer Conference, 12 and 8 Liberty Christian hosts 11 and 9 Waldron, looking to get hot going into the postseason, where they will be expected to make a long run. And as I mentioned, 16 and 5 Anderson Preps at 1 and 17 Indiana Def. All the games are at 6 o'clock JV with the varsity to follow, except for Anderson Prep at Indiana Def, 6 o'clock varsity start. The opening round of the IHSA Wrestling State Finals is Friday at 3, and we have 13 local competitors who will be wrestling for state championships on Friday and Saturday at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. And our local wrestlers are Alexandria 120-pound senior Ezra Fye, he's 39 and 6. Madison Grant 132 senior Trip Hazley, he's 40 and 4 and was the regional champion. Western's 138-pound senior Liam Baumgartner. Delta has 175-pound senior Cabe Stebbins, 120-pound senior Aiden Bollinger, 113-pound junior Cade Jackson, 132-pound sophomore Sam Mosier, and 106-pound freshman Reed Wicker. Cowan has 3 wrestlers, 157-pound junior Jackson Bradley, 144-pound sophomore Jackson Unger, and 138-pound freshman Ashton Goney. Marion senior Hickson Love, Hamilton Heights senior Michael Kane, and Yorktown junior Wyatt Hoppus may be our top 3 serious state championship contenders. If you're watching it from that perspective, those are 3 guys you're definitely going to want to keep an eye on. We will go over all the brackets and hear from Madison Grant Jr. Trip Hazley and Michelle Garment of the Tipton Tribune and Elwood Call Leader about the Wrestling State Finals, and that should be out early Friday afternoon. And now you know everything we know about Central Indiana sports. Thanks for listening. Please tell a friend about the Central Indiana Sports Report. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love Susie. Go Sports.